Hey, this is Anthony Cesari with SuccessForYourSongs.com, and in this video, we're going to be taking a tour inside of our member site, the Songwriting Success Circle. So let's check that out now. So this is the screen you see when you log into the member site. If you've purchased How to Write Songs That Sell or any of its modules, you'll find them under here in the How to Write Songs That Sell menu. In this video, we'll be looking at the Songwriting Success Circle members menu and taking a look at everything that's available in this part of the site. So if I hover over this menu, you'll see all the options come up, and it basically acts as the home screen or the home page for the Songwriting Success Circle. This way you can access pretty much everything you need to just by hovering over that part of the menu. Now the main portion of the Songwriting Success Circle is found here on the left in what's called the SSC Modules section. And the way I've laid this out is that each module is a step in what I'm calling the journey of a song. So module 1 takes you from your song ideas or the initial concept of a song, and it goes all the way through in these different modules up to module 8 now assumes you have a completed song and you're marketing it and networking yourself. So module 1 is called Conceiving and Strategizing Song Ideas. So in this module we talk about nurturing your song from the start. We look at coming up with ideas, organizing them, and planning them out in a way that will become an effective song. Module 2 is called Chords and Melodies That Suit Your Ideas. So this module discusses the notes that you choose and how to effectively tie them into your song's idea. Module 3 is called Writing Relatable Words, and in this module you'll learn detailed methods for writing emotional lyrics that your listeners can relate to. Module 4 is about constructing your song. In this module we look at putting together the pieces of your song, and we examine common songwriting quote-unquote rules that you can use or effectively break for added creativity. So since those first 4 modules basically cover how to write your song, module 5 is advice from professionals. This is songwriting interviews specifically about songwriting. And the idea here is to give you an altered perspective on songwriting. So the professionals that you learn from in this module have differing backgrounds. So you can get multiple educated perspectives on songwriting, in addition to what you learn in the first 4 modules. Module 6 is called Sound Professional, and this one's all about performance and production, because after your song's written, it needs to be presented well. So in this module, you'll also learn from professionals with differing backgrounds. This time you're going to get multiple educated perspectives on performance and production techniques. In Module 7, you get to see what you've been learning implemented. This is our critiques module, where Songwriting Success Circle members can have their songs critiqued and posted here. You'll get to see how to apply what you've learned in the previous modules in songs by your peers. And you'll also see things that haven't been working based on the stuff that we've talked about in the earlier modules. And the last module, Module 8, is called Marketing, Networking, and Self-Help for Songwriters. Because once your song's written and recorded, it's time to get it out there. So this module talks about how to promote yourself and your music once it's already completed. So like I said, these modules are laid out in this journey of a song from just the very beginning of the idea of a song all the way through to marketing your music. So they're intended to be viewed generally in that order, but at the same time, you can skip around, especially considering that I add new content to this site all the time, and that new content can occur in any of these modules. So I'm definitely going to encourage you to take a look at the new stuff when it's added. So it's not going to be completely linear, you watching this from start to finish, but that's generally how you're going to want to view it, with some skipping around here and there, especially when the new stuff is added. So these modules are basically laid out in a way so that you can bring your song full circle. So let's take a look at one of the modules so you can see how it's laid out. I'll jump into Module 2, Chords and Melodies. So this is the home page for the Chords and Melodies module, and you can see all the videos are laid out on this page. And again, I'm always adding new content to the Songwriting Success Circle, so each of these modules will be added to frequently. I should also mention that some of the modules have recommended reading at the bottom of it. So books that I definitely recommend you check out in relation to that module. So let's click into one of the videos to see what's happening inside. So this is a typical video and how it's laid out in one of the modules. When you're in one of these modules, you'll see a list of all of the videos that are in that module, and you'll also see your completion percentage for that particular module. So when you're finished with watching a video, you can come over here and mark it as complete, and then you'll see this update over here, and also the actual video that you mark completed. In that case, in this case, it's this one here, part 1 of how to write chords under your melody. That gets marked as done as well. So it's pretty easy to track your progress in the Songwriting Success Circle. Now, another feature that I'm adding to a lot of the newer videos is if I hit play here, you'll see these little arrows at the bottom. So I have chapters for the video. So if you're looking to find something quickly, if you've gone through a video already and you need to find something in there, you could just click one of these little arrows and it'll jump you right to that spot in the video. So it makes it easy to find stuff for you. So if you're done watching this video, you could just, instead of going to the home page for the module, you could just click on another one here if you want to stay within that module. Or you can go to the home page by either clicking this link here above your progress or clicking the link above the title. That'll also take you back to the module's home page. Of course, you can always use the main menu as well. That's always there on every page. So that's basically how the modules work. All of them are laid out this way. Now I want to go back to this menu here and show you the quick tips section. So basically the Songwriting Success Circle is also home to all of our past email newsletters. So there's several hundred of them, so there's a lot to go through. But I've organized them in a way that they're related to the Songwriting Success Circle modules. So everything here that says SSC1 Quick Tips, that's all the quick tips related to song ideas. And then SSC2 Quick Tips is the newsletters related to chords and melodies and so on. So all these quick tips relate back to the modules. You'll notice that there's none that relate to Module 7, but that's because Module 7 was the critiques module and there aren't newsletters that have critiques in them. But there are a couple of additional ways to view the newsletters at the bottom here. If you enjoy the video quick tips, you can only look at those if you'd like. If you like the written articles, you can only look at those. And if you like the audio quick tips, you can just look at those by clicking any of these 3 links at the bottom. So it gives you a few additional options there. And those quick tips are laid out a little bit differently than the modules are. Let's take a look by clicking on one of those. So here's the home page for the Module 3 related quick tips, which are the lyric writing newsletters. I should also mention that when it comes to the main modules on the left here, all the videos in each of these modules are unique. But when it comes to the quick tips, some of the newsletter articles apply to, well, they're related to a couple of different modules. So you may have a newsletter issue show up in Quick Tips 3 about lyric writing, and then also in Quick Tips 4 about building your song. But just like with the other modules, you're able to keep track of which newsletters you've viewed and which one you haven't. So you'll know whether or not you've seen something. But if we take a look at one of these, we'll click in here. But also on the very bottom here, underneath the Mark as Completed button, you could see what other newsletter modules this video appears in. So this one is showing up in SSC 1, 3, and 4. And it's also showing up in the video format newsletters. So that should help you understand how the newsletter portion of this works. You could also view every single one of the newsletter issues in one big list. If you just click the quick tips here at the top, that'll take you to every single issue all together. So that's all of this stuff here. You can see it goes on for a while. But I think that makes things a little bit trickier to find what you want. But you can always search the page by doing Command F. Okay, so now I want to look at the third column in this main menu here, and that's more ways to view, because I do want you to be able to find things as easily as possible. So while I have laid out the modules and the newsletter archive according to these categories, there might be other ways that you want to check out the content. So as I mentioned earlier, new content is added to the Songwriting Success Circle frequently. So one of the ways that you can view the newest content and stay on top of that is this newest SSC content link here. And here you'll see the latest stuff added. Now normally there will be dates associated with each one of these that will show up right here. I took them off for this video because if you're watching this a couple months after I posted it, I don't want it to look dated because it is being updated all the time. but just know that you will be able to see the dates of the stuff that's most recently added to the site. So you can always see what's going on. Another way to view is some of the lessons have challenges associated with them. So if you only want to see those lessons, you can click on that link. And just like the chapters and the videos that I showed you earlier, this is a newer feature. So this will be available on the newer lessons only. But you'll be able to see what those are by clicking here. And then I also showed you earlier that some of the modules have recommended reading as part of module content. But if you only want to see the recommended reading by module, you can click this here. And that'll take us to this page where it has all the recommended reading by module. And then finally, in the more ways to view column, there's a search bar. So you can use that search bar to find your favorite contributors or topics. This last column here is called My SSC, and this is your personalized stuff. So there's two different links here to click. So the first one is called My Progress and Lists. So let's click into that and see what that's all about. So the first thing you'll notice here is My SSC Progress by Module. So this shows how you're doing in each of the 8 modules by showing you how many videos you've completed and the percentage of how complete you are. And when a new video is added in one of these modules, this number will just jump up, this second number. So right now it's 4 of 7. If I add a new video to the Ideas module, then that'll become 4 of 8, and your percentage will drop down to 50%. But you'll be able to keep on top of that stuff on this page, and also by checking out the newest SSC content link as well. Now, I did show you earlier that in each of the modules, you're able to see this percentage for that particular module. This is the only place where you can see all 8 of the modules together. But I also showed you that you can mark your newsletters as completed, and you weren't able to see the completion percentage when you're in the newsletter modules or the newsletter area. But here you can see your progress on the newsletters. So you can see at the time of this video, there are 227 of those newsletter issues. And I've marked 3 of those as complete, and I can see which ones those are here. And here's a whole list of them. So if I want to start going through newsletters that I haven't gone through yet, I can easily see which ones I have and haven't viewed on this page. So this is a good resource for you for that, to show you how complete you are with the overall newsletters. Now, another thing you have on this page here is 2 lists. One is your queue and the other is your favorites. So at the top of every video or every piece of content, there's a button, and you can add any of the content to either of these 2 lists. So let's say I click on this newsletter here. You can see at the top here, add this to my favorite content or add this to my queue. That shows up everywhere in newsletters and in the module videos. So if I add that to my queue, and then I click up here and go back to my progress page, you'll see that that shows up now on the bottom. And if I want to get rid of it, I could just click this little minus here. So if you have stuff that you know you want to see next, whether or not you've marked it as viewed, you can add it to your queue. And if you have favorite stuff that you know you want to revisit a lot, you can just add it to your favorites. Now, the one other thing that you can see on this page, but actually you can also see it on every page, is if I scroll to the very bottom, you can also earn points in the Songwriting Success Circle, and there are different achievements and ranks that you can earn. So you can always see what rank you are at the top of the page here, and it'll also tell you how far to go to your next rank, and you can also see how many points you have and the most recent things that you have achieved points for. Now down here where it says Our Achievements, you can see the things that earn you points. So a big way to earn points, and probably the easiest way, is by commenting. You get 25 points every time you comment on a video or any piece of content. If you click on this one, you can see you get 1,000 points if you get your song critiqued and posted in the critiques module. There are several ways to earn points here, and you can go through them all. And I'll also be adding to this list frequently. Every day that you log in, you get 50 points. Because the more often you log in and stick with going through the material, the more likely you are to see results. There are also Easter eggs hidden. If you find a certain page, you'll get points just for landing on that page, and there's usually a hint here at the end to help you find it. You also get points for every month that you're subscribed to the Songwriting Success Circle. So there's just kind of a cool little feature to get you more engaged with the material and going through the content so that you stick with it. And then on the right side, at the bottom of any page, it shows your current rank, how many points until you get to the next rank, and then it also shows which of the achievements from here that you have achieved with these little badges over here. There's also quests that will appear once you unlock a certain amount of achievements, which will show up over here. And then there's one other page to look at, and that is under the My SSC. There's the SSC Reference Charts. So all the charts that are referenced in the lessons, and there are many of them, are located here. So you can see there are tabs for all the different charts. And when a lesson does reference one of these charts, there'll be a link to this page that'll pop out in the new tab, and it'll tell you which tab to look at, so you can easily follow along with what the lesson is talking about. And I've done it this way because you're also going to want to be referencing this page, not just when you're viewing a lesson, but you might be writing a song and you might want to have all these charts in one location for reference as you're writing. So I think this is just a good spot for you to come visit when you're writing a song so that you have access to all this stuff. I also wanted to mention too that if you ever come into the Songwriting Success Circle and you click either on one of the quick tip tabs or one of the modules and you don't see any videos here, that just means you're not logged in. Because this menu will show up whether or not you're logged in, and you'll be able to see most of this stuff on here. So if you don't see any videos, just come up to the login button, click that login, and then you'll have access to all this stuff. And the site does work on mobile as well. It's best viewed on a desktop or an iPad, especially if you have a bigger iPad, but it does work on mobile devices. So I hope me showing you that stuff helps you understand what's going on here in the site. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Thank you for checking it out. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.